Today we're going to talk about ESWT, or extracorporeal shockwave therapy. People use it with plantar fasciitis and other types of tendinitis or tenosynovitis or tendinosis. Anything where it's eating itself or inflamed, which technically there's no inflammation, but if it's called that, this might be able to help you. And these machines used to cost $50,000 to $100,000. I went to Canada and I spent lots of money getting this done for my plantar fasciitis. But now you can buy them for your home. They're just a couple $1,000s. And the results I'm getting already are incredible. I got an injury to my peroneal tendon after I was trying to fix my plantar fascia, and I had a chiropractic injury. I also tore some ligaments down there. And over the years, I've been trying to fix it, and it's the last thing that I can't fix. I fixed everything else. I have had so many health problems. I had erythromyalgia, which is a neurovascular disorder, and lots of other issues. But I couldn't fix my peroneal tendon. And last year I got multiple MRIs and they showed nothing. And I was like, what the heck? I can fix plantar fasciitis. I wrote a book about it and I can't fix this. So anyways, I bought one of these machines to see if it would actually help. And first I bought a radial shockwave machine, and I knew that it wasn't focused, but I thought I'll just give it a try. And it felt good, and it's like a really good massage, but I wasn't getting good results. So then I got a focused shockwave machine. Again, these were $50,000 to $100,000. Even to this day, there's companies selling it for this much. And I bought this for $4,000 or $5,000. I forgot how much, but this thing is fantastic. And this fixed my peroneal tendon. I blasted it not 2 or 3 times like most people do. I did it like 20 times and it actually fixed it. And this was my favorite machine because you can control it from the handle and it actually works really well at different depths. But over the last few months, this thing loses pressure. So I always have to press on the screen to bump this up so I can go very superficial to hit the tendon that I want. And when you depress it, it changes the shape. So it changes the depth that it's actually reaching. And this mimics like an Osotron. There's quite a few machines that actually have this configuration with the water bladder. And it does work, but it's kind of messy. It's kind of like a shotgun. It just sprays it out everywhere. It's still relatively focused and you can go to a certain depth, but it's not that focused. Another trick I found to be able to keep this bladder at the right pressure so I get a nice shape on this head is to do it near the ground, and it will increase the water pressure. If I do it up high, like if I'm doing my shoulder right here, it will push the water out. So that's the big downside with this one. It works great and I still use it a lot, but there's something better. Now this is a piezoelectric ESWT machine, like a Richard Wolf machine, and those are usually $60,000, but you can buy this one for $3,000. And I didn't want to buy it because it looks so cheap and it was the cheapest one online, and I was like, I thought it couldn't be that good. Well, this is actually my new favorite, which is crazy. This one changes shape very easily when you move it over the skin. This one is very firm and it doesn't. And it goes to a very specific depth. This cone does 10 to 15 millimeters, so about ½ an inch from the tip of the cone. And for superficial tendons and aponeuroses like a plantar fascia, this is fantastic. This is the perfect depth. You don't want to go so deep where you're hitting the bone and you're hitting the periosteum and there's lots of nerve endings and there's lots of pain like this one does, which this one you can get used to it, keep the pressure high and get very superficial and you can get better results. But this is very focused and you get good results every time instead. Also, this is limited to 4 hertz. This thing goes up to like 10 hertz. So instead of me sitting here for 10 minutes doing the treatment, this one only takes a couple minutes, which is really nice. Also, this has a larger range of depths. So you have 6 different cones at different depths. This one goes really deep because it's focusing the wave far away from the head. This one goes very shallow. This is for like a hand or a wrist that you're trying to treat. And it comes with 7 heads, which is crazy. I mean, these things used to be $60,000. Now you can buy the whole thing for under $3,000. That is wild to me. Now in my last video, I reviewed a $12,000 ESWT machine, but it had lots of shipping damage and it had features that I did not like. For example, this one you can change the intensity and turn it on and off with the head. So you can sit on the ground and work on yourself with just this. You don't have to touch the screen. But with this one, you can change the hertz, you can see the count of shocks, you can see the strength, and you can change it. And it's very easy to use. The on and off button is right here. which is crazy because the cheapest one has the most features and works the best out of all of them, which is crazy. Look up all the other ESWT machines that are piezoelectric with this type of head. They cost a ridiculous amount of money. Some of them are $80,000. The cheapest one is $60,000. And you can buy this online for less than $3,000. It's from $2,800 to $3,000 for this one, and it comes with everything except for the ultrasound gel. Now there is a downside of this type of machine is that you have to use ultrasound gel to put the cone into place. So let me show you how to do that. First, there's a locking ring, so put it in unlocked and remove it. Then remove the cone and you'll notice that I have ultrasound gel. And you have to remove this every time and wipe it down when you put a new cone on there. So if I want to remove this cone and add another cone, I'm going to wipe it down all the way, add some ultrasound gel, and make sure you use a lot. And then you stick this on there and then you move it around so it gets good coverage until it's sticking out the sides. And you put the locking ring on and you rotate it until it's locked. Now you have to put more ultrasound gel on top, just like that, and now you're ready to go. You can turn the machine on. Now the interface is cheap and cheesy, but it's my favorite, and it's the easiest one to understand. The more expensive ones are very confusing. They have passwords and I don't like them. This one you can just select a body part like an ankle or the plantar fascia, and then it will tell you the depth of the cone that you should use. So this cone is a number 1, so this is for like wrists and ankles. But for plantar fasciitis, they recommend number 2, number 3, and number 4. I like number 3. That will work for most people best. It's like the perfect depth for hitting the plantar fascia. Next, we have the frequency and the strength setting. And both of these you can actually change on the head unit itself. You just switch between them with this one, and then you get a negative and a positive to increase or decrease it. But here on the screen, I can explain it to you. So first off, start with 4 hertz. But if you can tolerate that, you want to increase this up to 10. 7 is pretty good, it's right in the middle. Next, the strength setting, you want to start very low, and then you want to increase to whatever you can tolerate. And it should be painful. You're gonna have to feel this if you want really good results. But start out low because the high strength setting is ridiculous. I've never even hit it before. But you want to start at like 2 or 3 and then slowly build up during the session because it will overstimulate the sensory nerves, and then you can actually increase the strength setting over the treatment. And then at the bottom, we have how many shocks you want to administer. 2,000 to 3,000 is fantastic. If you're in a lot of pain and you've been in pain for years, I would start with 500 shocks and don't exceed that, and then build up to 2,000 or 3,000. Now I can do 4,000 or 5,000 per session. So just increase it by 1,000, which is nice. Look, we can do 3,700 shocks. The one over there, the limit is 1,000, and then you have to reset it every time. So yeah, this one is my favorite for so many reasons. And then you press play, and then you can press this, and now it's delivering shocks. And remember, the shocks are just pressure waves, okay? And to deliver them, you need to have this ultrasound gel on top. Also, I've been experimenting with this for my wrist because I do a lot of weightlifting and this spot always gets hurt. And actually in the last few weeks, it's disappeared. This thing has fixed it. My newest injury is my shoulder because I've been overdoing it, and I have a lot of surgeries on my shoulders. I had 2 labrum tears, so it took a long time to do anything with my arms. Anyways, I slap it right here with the number 3 or 4 head, and then I deliver the shocks. I just got this machine, so I only have 6,000 shocks on this one, and I've only been using it on my shoulder and my peroneal. I tested it on there because this head is perfect for superficial tendons. So yeah, I really like this so far. And over the next few months, I'll let you guys know if I have any problems with this. I'm gonna keep experimenting on this with my friends and then with my shoulder and see how well it does. I like piezoelectric the best. This is what I went to Canada for. I use a lot of Richard Wolf machines in California, and so this is my favorite design, and I can't believe you can buy it for this cheap. The waterhead ones do work, but I think they're a little archaic, and with the water, I have to change it every month. With this one, I don't have to do anything, and I don't have a heavy head filled with water. I have this small, easy to use cable. I can change everything on the screen. There's no water that I need to replace every single month, so I really like this. I really slept on this one because I thought it was super cheap in the pictures. I was like, that can't be right. Now, if you have plantar fasciitis, you can try a number 3 head first, and then put the hertz to 7 and blast it with that. And you should get really good results. You'll get pretty sore for the first 3 days, but you'll get long-term beneficial results, unlike all of the other therapies out there. But again, remember, plantar fasciitis has biomechanical causes that you need to fix first. A lot of people, this will help, but if the underlying issue is not fixed, you're not going to fix your plantar fasciitis. So please check out my other videos. And again, I don't know how my peroneals didn't get better and my ligaments in the back of my foot, because I know how to fix everything else, but this was like the last thing I couldn't fix. So this is how I fixed it, and yeah, these things are pretty darn cheap. This is cheaper than like an insurance bill nowadays for healthcare in America. So yeah, the price of this is incredible. If you have hypermobility, or if you always get tendonitis issues, or you're an athlete, this is a good idea to have around. It's like a miracle machine, and yeah, you don't have to spend any other money except for ultrasound gel. Something I'm going to do is not use these little bottles that I've been wasting all my money on. I'm going to get a big pump so I can just sit here and pump a ton of ultrasound gel, because these things, they always run out so quickly, and I'm like trying to squeeze it out like a toothpaste thing, and I don't like it. So yeah, I need to get a big pump system for this. So anyways, that's it for this video. I'll have links down below for this one. If you find a better price for this one, please let me know. The best price I've been able to find was $2,800, but I feel like there's so many vendors that these must be super cheap in China, and I think the price, it will race down to the bottom, but not until people start buying them. It might take a while. A lot of people don't know about this, which is crazy, especially physical therapists. They could be buying this and helping their clients every single day with it. This is like way more effective than ultrasound. I was reading more studies, by the way, and one meta-analysis of 9 different studies showed there was 0 serious adverse effects, and the side effects that are reported is like bruising, being a little sore, and that's it. There's like no reason not to do this. And now that it's cheap, it's like, man, everybody could benefit from these things. So anyways, I'm going to continue experimenting with these on my friends and on myself. And yeah, let me know if you guys get one of these and what your experience is. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I also started a message board. I haven't been working on it because I have lots of other businesses. But if you want a message board to talk to other people about ESWT, I built it. So check it out. I'll have it linked down below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.